My name is Diana Klink, and on behalf of the City of Suffolk and as Public Information Officer for the wonderful Suffolk Fire and Rescue Department, we wanted to give you a warm, and that's literally and figuratively, welcome to today's joint press conference. I'd like to take a moment just to recognize some of our special guests with us today, including, of course, our Honorable Mayor, Linda T. Johnson, our Mayor, Rick West. We have our City Manager, Patrick Roberts. With Chesapeake, their Deputy City Manager, Robert Geis. We also have, of course, our Chief, Mike Baraki, as well as Chief Ed Elliott. And also joining us from the great city of Chesapeake is Deputy Chief Sam Gulisano, as well as Battalion Chief John Gibson. I also wanted to just give a special thanks to Captain Steve Bradley for all of his assistance in coordinating today's event. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our Mayor, the Honorable Linda T. Johnson.
Good morning, everyone. And I know it's a bit warm, but that's okay because this is an exciting day for both of our cities. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning to talk about this exciting news of the official debut, and we've been talking about it for days now, of the automatic aid program between Suffolk Fire and Rescue and the Chesapeake Fire Department. Mayor West, I am sure that you're going to agree with me that we have two of the finest fire departments, not only in this area of Hampton Roads, but in Virginia and beyond. We could not be prouder of our fire departments and everything you do on a day-to-day basis. This automatic aid program between our cities further emphasizes the emergency preparedness and response is truly a team sport. We could not do it alone. And I want you to know, I think the most recent evidence of that was the Amazon that we had and the fact that everyone was there. Everyone was there so quickly. So I just want to say that the enhanced emergency response time is going to mean so much, not only to the people up in the northern end of our city, but into the Chesapeake side as well. You know, we are so excited about this. We know that we have needs sometimes that we need help with, and I think Mayor West would agree with me that sometimes Chesapeake has needs that you need our help with. You know, that's what it's all about. And I think the more that Hampton Roads learns that we are all one region, working together, making this a better place for everyone, the better we're going to be each and every day. I want to end with a quote. You know, first of all, you know, these are uncertain times, and we all know that. But I know that it makes your jobs even more difficult every day because you do not know what you face when you go, and you do not know what you may take home to your family. So for that, I want to take a moment to just say a special thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I know what it means when the families see you coming, and it means that they know they're going to get the help they need. This is a quote I have. It's about integrity and convictions that the fire department demonstrates. What makes firefighters courageous, in my eyes, is not what they do day in and day out. It's what they are willing to do at any single given moment in their lives. Thank you for all that you do, and may God bless you and keep you all safe. This is truly a wonderful day for the city of Suffolk and the city of Chesapeake. Mayor West, I'm excited to share this day with you.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson. Now we'll hear from our Chief, Mike Baraki.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson, and thank you to the leadership of the City of Suffolk and the City of Chesapeake for allowing Chief Elliott and I to utilize our resources to serve our citizens. Thank you again to Mayor Linda Johnson, the Mayor from Chesapeake, Rick West, Council Member Fawcett, Vice Mayor Bennett, for not only allowing us to be here and celebrate, but it takes a lot for city government and for limited resources to share and provide services across defined lines, which in the Fire Rescue Department, there's nothing defined when it comes down to emergencies that the mayor spoke to. In its core, regionalism is defined by today, in its core, serving the citizens and fire and rescue services. Also in attendance, and I know that Diana's already said this, but it's also absolutely noteworthy to thank Patrick Roberts, my boss and the best boss he could ever have, and our city manager. Chris Price, who couldn't be here today, but Bob Geis for representing the city manager's office. Thank you so much. And without them, of course, operationally, we couldn't do this. And why is this a celebration? Believe it or not, there's 22 critical fireground tasks that must occur on each and every fire that are equally important for safe, efficient, and effective outcomes. These tasks have to occur in concert and cannot occur without well-trained, well-equipped officers and firefighters who arrive, as the mayor said, in a timely manner. These tasks include instant command, scene size-up, water supply, primary search, additional hose lines into operation, and of course get water on the fire. But there's also many more that have to occur. To accomplish this, in the northeastern portions of the city of Suffolk and the northwestern portions of the city of Chesapeake, we have to have each other. You see, this automatic aid agreement will allow the closest fire apparatus, staff with the most highly trained and well-equipped firefighters and officers to arrive to perform this 22 critical fireground tasks sooner than they ever could before. Although the city of Suffolk and Chesapeake have been doing this for years, sharing resources, this automatic aid agreement will enhance the search and fire response and reduce response times to the border areas and have resources automatically dispatched thanks to our 911 operators and dispatchers in both cities. Since August 6, 2020, this agreement has been utilized 17 times for 9 residential fires, 7 commercial fires, and as the mayor mentioned, 1 industrial accident at the Amazon building. 17 times our firefighters and officers have shared in the execution of the 22 critical fireground tasks with the outcome of more efficient and effective fireground operations for our citizens, and myself and the chief would actually say enhances our safety as well. For this to occur, I'd like to personally thank the following people from the city of Suffolk and Chesapeake who have dedicated their time to ensure this day could come. Chief William Kessinger and Chief John Gibson, thank you so much. Without their direction, leadership, everything you've done, we would not be standing here today. Suffolk IT Director Ken Beam and his staff, Suffolk 911 Director Kimberly Hendricks and her staff, thank you for coming. The training divisions in the city of Suffolk, Chesapeake, and Virginia Beach for their dedication and training and giving us the opportunity to work together. The senior staffs in the city of Suffolk, Chief Dickens, Chief Spicer, and Chief Adams for allowing their resources, time, efficiency of getting this done. The senior staff in the city of Chesapeake. And as I conclude, I just want to say thank you for allowing the Chesapeake Fire Department to become part of the Suffolk Fire Department's motto of our family protecting yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief Baraki, and now we'll hear from Mayor Rick West.
Thank you so much. I'm going to start off with a very quick confession. I grew up in Great Bridge, rural Great Bridge in the 50s and the 60s, prior to it even becoming a city. And to me, as a young boy, the world revolved and stopped at the bridge in Great Bridge. So Great Bridge was the center of my life. And so for the biggest part of my life, being a person of Chesapeake eventually was about the only thing that I thought of. It wasn't until I got a driver's license and started dating and hanging around that I decided to visit other cities like Norfolk, to go to the movies and maybe do some shopping, to the beach, and to Suffolk to meet friends. So while I loved Chesapeake, I learned to like the cities around me. So many friends here in Suffolk, realizing how much we have alike with our rural history and with our fast-growing populations, things changing quickly. We have so much in common. So as mayor and being on the council, I have come to realize that cooperating with one another and this concept of regionalism is really the way to go. And what I have to say today to men like our chiefs and to people in public safety throughout all of Hampton Roads, you got it way before people like me did. You understood it and you've demonstrated it, as Chief Baraki just said earlier, that we've been doing this for a long time. And they don't do it because it's the right thing to do. I mean, they don't do it because it's the thing to do and to sound like, regionalism is a good thing. They do it because it's the right thing to do it. They do it to save lives. So to me, this ceremony today is more than just celebrating two fire departments coming together to provide automatic aid. It is another step in Hampton Roads to come to realize just how important and how, as Mayor Johnson said, how important it is that we rely on one another and how much we need one another regardless of our city boundaries. Mayor Johnson, you've done some wonderful things to help promote that idea in transportation. You've done some, your leadership has brought our region to a better place when it comes to transportation. We have a lot of work to do in Hampton Roads. We have to learn to be more competitive. We have to bring better jobs. And we as a region have to come together and follow the directions of our public safety and what they've done in the past and what they continue to do. I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part, to visit your city and be a part of this program. And may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And now we will hear from Chief Ed Elliott with the City of Chesapeake.
Thank you. If you would, in your mind, imagine a large map of Hampton Roads. Kind of visualize big Hampton Roads metro area, and then put your mind on that line that goes in the Hampton Roads area from Suffolk to Chesapeake. Now in your mind, imagine a very large pencil with a very big eraser. And if you'll take that pencil and go down that boundary line between Chesapeake and Suffolk and erase that line in its most simplest form, that's what automatic aid is simply getting on the map and then taking out that boundary line and then making a seamless emergency response system. And that's what we're celebrating here today. Just probably within weeks of Chief Baraki's appointment to fire chief for this city, him and I had breakfast one morning. It was probably less than a month when he came over here. And we, as all chiefs do, just brainstorm and visionary thoughts, and we're going to change the world. But there was one thing that we left that breakfast with that morning, Chief, and that was with a commitment to button up the automatic aid system in Hampton Roads on the south side to include Suffolk. We had worked long and hard in the past to do Norfolk and Virginia Beach, and Chief Baraki was over there for that in Chesapeake, but we really want to see our long-term vision is to have all of Southside, including Portsmouth, as part of an emergency response system that's automatic aid. So we left there that morning and said, we might not change the world, but we're going to change part of it, and this is the part that we're going to change, and this is the part that we're changing today. When we look at automatic aid, a program, the concept itself is fairly easy to visualize. There are policies to write and put in place, and all things aside, they're fairly easy to do. And then there's a lot of operational training that goes in to that. And as difficult as that is, comparatively speaking, that's somewhat easy to do as well. The real rough part about implementing automatic aid gets to the communications and the technology and the GIS and the mapping system. And that's where a whole different set of disciplines have to come in to make that successful. And we have hit that wall so many times in our efforts to do that. And so for those of you that worked on from the other departments through the disciplines of communication for GIS, we thank you for supporting us. That's the part that we could not do, and we're here today for that. We thank you for that. I want to thank all the firefighters that have been working diligently on the training. There's a lot of cross-training that has taken place before we ever got to this point. We wanted to make sure that when we got on the scene, it was one department, it was seamless operations. In order to do that, they have gone through extensive hours-long training in preparation for this. And so at the end of the day, what have we done and what are we celebrating? At the end of the day, it's all about the citizens that we serve that go up and down that imaginary line that we erased. It's about giving them the best service that we can possibly provide for them. And so we feel that we've done that through shared resources. It's going to be cost effective, it's going to be more efficient, and from Chesapeake and Suffolk back to the citizens, this is our gift to them. So thank you all for being here for the celebration.
Thank you again, Chief. Again, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. For our members of the media, thank you so much for being here for this press conference. We truly appreciate what you do to keep our citizens informed, and this is certainly one of those events that we want to make sure that the word gets out. The true beneficiaries of this program are our citizens of Chesapeake and Suffolk, and again, we thank you all for being here. Our folks, our dignitaries that have spoken today will be available to answer any questions from the media. So certainly we can handle those offline off to the side. But again, did want to thank everybody for joining us. Stay safe. God bless.